Hi, it's Elizabeth from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today we'll be doing the handover video of the Rimor Evo Sound. Behind your driver's door is your gas locker. So in here it will hold two 6kg gas bottles. When you are connecting your pigtail to the gas bottle, remember it's left to tighten, right to loosen, opposite right way around being gas. And then when you want to turn the gas flow on and off, it's just down on the top here. So you can see the arrow saying close and open. And then on here we've also got a crash valve. So when you've turned your gas flow on, just make sure this yellow button is pushed in and it's flush to the whole unit, just so that the gas can get through to the vehicle. If it ever pops out, you just want to push it in for another couple of seconds and it will stay in and flat. Underneath the van in the middle on the driver's side, we've got your wastewater drain off point. So once you've pulled the handle, the wastewater will drain out of the tank. You want to do this when you're leaving a site, so you're not travelling home with the added weight of your wastewater. But also when you winterise your vehicle, you don't want to leave any water in the tank to freeze and cause frost damage. Next we have your freshwater filler point. So when you take your cap off, you'll need a hose pipe and an adapter, as some sites just provide a brass tap. And then you want to fill up your freshwater tank. When it's full, put your cap back on. You want to make sure that you lock it with a key so no one can tamper with your fresh water. Next thing you'll come to is your hookup point. So when you connect your cable to the vehicle, you want to lift the cap on the cable and then connect it to your 3-pin. And then always connect your hookup cable to the vehicle first and then the mains. And then when disconnecting the mains and then the vehicle, so you're never walking around with a live lead. And when you do pull the cable off, you just want to push this black lever down and then you can pull the cable out. The back of the vehicle, we've got your reversing cameras, and then we've got your window at the back, and then we've got your cassette locker. So you need to make sure that you've got the blade closed in the toilet, and then you can pull the blue lever up and slide the cassette out. And then you want to twist the spout round, unscrew the cap, and then you want to empty out your cassette, and at the same time push in this blue button, which just allows some air in and stops it from glugging. And then you want to swill it around with some fresh water, empty that out, and then you want to put some blue or green liquid in your cap and then pop it back in, and it's ready for use again. On the passenger side at the back, we've got some space underneath the bunk beds for storage, which you can access from the outside. On the outside of your passenger door, we've got your diesel and AdBlue. You'll need your ignition key to open up the diesel cap, and then when you're filling up your AdBlue, if you go to a petrol station where they take Arctic lorries, you'll be able to get it on the pump, but you can also buy it in drums as well. The first thing you want to do when you get into your vehicle is turn your main control panel on, and then from here you can turn your internal lights on. And then on here we've also got, and then if you click this little eye, you've got your information, so it'll show you your leisure battery, your vehicle battery, and your water levels. And then on here you can also turn your water pump on and off as well. When using your Rimor heating system, you want to use the dial here, and when you click, you've got your home page. So the first one is the van with the flashing and the thermometer, so you click on that, and then you can scroll around and pick your temperature that you want your heating to be set to. It will scroll all the way around to 30 degrees. Once you've got your temperature selected, you then click again, and there'll be a little flame above the black line. That just means your heating is turned on. The next one is your hot water, so you can have it on eco, hot or boost. Boost will just heat your water up quicker. And then again, you get the icon above the black line. On this, the heating just works off gas. And then you've got your third option, which is your fan speed, if you've got eco or high. You can also set timers. You've got the time, and then you've got your setting icon here. So you can scroll through for your brightness, your clock, your language, and a couple of other things. In the bathroom, we've got your shower. We've also got your toilet with your cupboard, your sink, a window, and then we've got your mirrored cupboards. When you want to flush the toilet, make sure you've got your water pump turned on, and then press the blue button on the side here and you get a flow of water into the bowl. And then you want to push the grey lever back to open the blade and then bring it back across to shut it. Always keep the blade and the lid closed to stop any smells coming up through your vehicle. Here we've got your 3 gas burner hobs working. Just remember that once you've turned them off, let the metal fully cool before you put the glass lid down, otherwise it will shatter. You might not be able to see the steam, but the water is hot and up to temperature. Next we've got your 2 bunk beds. So we've got the ladders going up into the top bunk, and then we've got your bottom bunk with the window. And you've got curtains on each for some privacy. To turn your fridge on, you want to press and hold the on button until your lights come on. And then from here, if you click and hold the square button until the first section flashes, you can then pick and choose what energy source you have. So you can have it on automatic, so it will jump through each 3 as you turn the vehicle on, or if you're not hooked up, it'll go to gas, or you can manually pick whichever power source you want to keep it on. And then if you click the button again, it'll go to temperature, and again use the arrows to turn it up or down. 5 is the coldest, 1 is the warmest. Here we've got your oven working on gas. Next we've got your bed above the cab area, so you'll need your ladders to climb up into the bed. You can then lock them in place so they don't move around when you're getting in or out of bed. You've got a window, some lights, and you've also got a curtain for some privacy when you're sleeping. To make your dining area into your bed, what you want to do is take your 2 tables off the railings, and then you want to fold the legs in half, and then rest the tables on the 2 lips on either side. And then to make your single bed, what you want to do is bring the back cushion from the rear travelling seat, pop it in the middle, and then you've got your single bed ready to sleep on. And what you want to do is grab the backrests and then pop it in on top of the table, and then you also want to grab your long square filler cushion and pop it in the gap that's left. And here you've got your double bed made up. You can extend it and make it a little bit wider if you want to. So to extend this side of the bed, you want to pull the table out and then put this board in the gap at the back. So once you've got the extendable board in, you then want to put your filler cushions back in the place. Next thing you want to do is pull out the supporting boards to extend the double bed. And then next what you want to do is put your 3 filler cushions onto the base below, and your bed will be ready to sleep on. And here you've got your double and single bed made up in the dining area. Underneath your seat in the back of the vehicle, we've got your boiler, and then we've got your boiler drain down valve. So when you're winterising your vehicle, you want to make sure you drain all the water out of the boiler. So you want to twist this diamond round, and you'll see the little button pops out. So this will drain all the water out of your boiler. And when you want to leave the water in, twist the diamond back on top and push the button in to stop the water from coming out. You need to do this when you're winterising your vehicle, so you're not letting any water stay in the tank and freeze and cause frost damage over the colder months.